All the obedient family come close. Another big victory for the obedience and for Peter Obi himself. Victory at last. Abure has been put to shame, by the court. Abure, who has been projecting himself as Labour Party, national chairman, has been finally put to rest. Of course, we saw what happened to him the other day when he went to swear in a governorship candidate in Anambra State, and INEC bounced him out. Peter Obi over the time has been very wise, and he knows why he's keeping quiet. Over time, the issue in the Labour Party, everyone has been asking Peter Obi, what's up? You're not saying anything and all of that. Peter Obi will always say that there's no issue in Labour Party and there's no fractions in Labour Party. Little do we know that this guy, Peter Obi, is genius. At the end, Abure was, disgraced in the court. I'm going to be playing the full video for you guys to take a look at. Meanwhile, oppositions on their rights for ADC. At the moment, there's a fractional, chairman, who claim he's now the national chairman of ADC, stating that the other chairman should be nullified by the INEC. The matter no be here, but the one wey sweet me pass be this particular one. Be say Peter Obi has been vindicated, and the issue with Abure has been settled. Abure now, who goes around, with the oppositions. We know that over the time, Abure has been moving around with the likes of Wike, Tinubu himself. According to him, he came out to make some statement that he lives, in Abuja, and he has the right, to actually mingle with the FCT minister Wike. Say the minister also lives there, and the last time they saw each other, that video that was trending there now, where he was discussing with Wike. What could you be discussing with Wike? That you're so close to him and all of that. See, the fact remains that Abure, is a weapon fashioned against Labour Party, success. We saw what happened the other time now. The reason Kenneth Okonkwo left Labour Party is because of this same man, Abure. Till date, big man Kenneth Okonkwo is against Peter Obi because Peter Obi has refused to act on Abure. But Peter Obi, being a good and nice man that he is, always abiding by the laws, and following principles, has refused to act illegally. You understand? But today he went to court and was disgraced. Let me play the full video, guys. Watch the end, and also let me know your opinion as obedience, because this one is sweet everybody.
I am happy to communicate that the consequence of the decision of the Supreme Court of Nigeria is that the Labour Party can now start on its journey for a rebirth. This momentous decision of the Supreme Court is noteworthy, as it marks an auspicious moment in the history of our dear party, where truth, integrity, responsible leadership are given legal validation, thereby setting the tone for the rebirth of the Labour Party to push forward with its avowed principles to its members and the country at large. It is indeed a triumph for the rule of law, good governance, and for all who stand for the truth and sincerity of purpose in seeing that those with the best interests for our dear party and country are allowed to validly proceed accordingly. May I use this opportunity, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to express our collective gratitude to all party members and Nigerians at large for standing firm with the caretaker committee that was instituted many months ago, last year, in Umwa here. They believed that a new Labour Party with a breath of fresh air is possible, and we still believe that a new Labour Party is possible. While celebrating our well-deserved victory, I would like to reiterate that some of the foundation stones of this great party of ours are unity, team spirit, social justice, and reconciliation. The Apex Court has rightly delivered its judgment, and it is time for all to sheathe their swords. I therefore call on all party members, whether aggrieved by the decision of the Supreme Court or not, to set aside their grievances and ambitions and come join us to build a party that will stand with the ordinary Nigerian, and a party that will ensure that the gains of democracy are available to every Nigerian. The time to make things right is now. The time to build a vibrant opposition is now. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and we have the duty to look at the big picture in spite of any venal or personal dreams or aspirations, or even ambitions. It is my hope that this victory will be the threshold for the birth of a new, resilient, and people-centric Labour Party. I also want to thank the judiciary once more and Nigerians for standing firm in the face of challenges, thereby renewing our faith in democracy and the future of Nigeria. We call on the immediate task NWC members, all Labour Party men and women, both at home and in the diaspora, and the obedient movement worldwide to kindly join hands with us to rebuild our party and rebuild democracy in Nigeria. I would want to seize this opportunity to say a sentence or two about the primaries for gubernatorial election to take place in Anambra State. I want to announce that the Anambra primary election is being reviewed by those concerned, and at the end of the day, we'll let everyone know what our decision is. May God bless the Labour Party. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Now, that was actually the speech given by the woman who is a supposed national chairman of Labour Party, Nandi. Yes, that is the woman's name. Of course, you heard what she actually said. The court has settled the issue. All these factional party members are not recognized. All of them are just there to distract Labour Party. The big man Abure said that if they go ahead to contest the 2027 general election, that the vote is going to be split into two. How? That Labour Party is now two. That is, how does that even make sense? Like, Abure is so destined to actually ruin the reputation of Labour Party. Take for instance, if Peter Obi leaves Labour Party, all the obedience are out. I mean, if me personally, anywhere Peter Obi goes, now then me I dey. Like, this will not be like saying cho. Like, what are they even saying? Labour Party go buy the day where we say Peter Obi leave. Even there was even a circulating video where the vice president of Peter Obi in the last concluded election, we know him now, Ahmed, datti, came out, was saying something that he would like to run for the presidency, but if Peter Obi comes out, he does not have any, and imagine him running. Who going like do you even get? Like, aside Peter Obi in that party called Labour Party, the party is dead for me. There's no hope. Let me play the next video because Datti also came out to make some statement. Of course, the big man, they always support Peter Obi. Now, one of the things we say everybody just they like and they carry him along as well. Datti said till date Peter Obi remains in Labour Party because there were some issues and people coming out to say one to the other Peter Obi has joined ADC. Even when Peter Obi has come out clearly to state that he's not a member of the ADC. But is he among the coalition? Yes, until 2027. The big man don't make it clear say he must run for presidency. And with the way things are going, if you want to play him like what happened in 2023, the big man will move. Even Labour Party becomes so uncomfortable, he go move. The fact means that at this particular time, Nigerians are no longer playing politics by party. It is now personified what you can actually provide at this juncture. You understand? I've seen a lot of people, saying that Traore would have been a nice, person to work with Peter Obi, but you know that a tree cannot make a forest. Traore is one guy. I'm not disputing the fact that he's a nice man, but he is one guy that claims he's the most righteous person on earth. He feels that Peter Obi is corrupt and all of that. Meanwhile, Peter Obi over time has been proven over and over that he's one politician in Nigeria with no corruption record. Why can't he just mellow down and work with Peter Obi? That is the issue. The guy is not ready to work with anyone. Being in his party, I think it's APP or APC or so, AP, something like that. I don't even know the party. Pardon me because I'm not really into all this. I sell Labour Party. Like, I got my PVC basically because of Peter Obi in 2023. And what are you talking? Let me play the video. The big man has, stated it clearly that Peter Obi remains a member of the Labour Party until he makes it that okay, he's no longer a member of the Labour Party. Watch the video and stay tuned, because after this one I dey bring you the next video of the fraction for ADC. The guy come and come talk say na him now be national chairman o, say make dem remove the other guy. I don forget him name sef, for the ADC. See, anything wey no concern Peter Obi, I no dey too even gbadu dem. Watch the video guys and stay tuned.
To the best of our knowledge, His Excellency Governor Peter Obi, my boss, the 2023 presidential aspirant, is still a member of Labour Party. He attended, just like I did, the talks of coalition. A coalition is not a political party, and he has not become a member of ADC. This is to the best of my knowledge. So what you're asking is, in theory, if he does get the ticket in ADC, and in theory, I will tell you, when we get there, we will decide. My friend, you are saying if there is a crack, there is no crack. And by the grace of God Almighty, there will never be a crack between me and PHF. We are solidly together. In fact, it is easier to break the head of APC than to break, than for a crack to exist between us. I'm here, if you recall, I stated clearly that as a loyal member to a party that has achieved what in Nigerian political history no party has. What we proved, they have not done it before, unprecedented. This party is one not to be abandoned.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
We must remember the good that Labour Party brought to Nigeria. Continue to keep in our minds the promise that Labour Party has for Nigeria, now to 2027 and beyond. And I made it abundantly clear that I wish to reconcile all parties. This is what an unambitious and loyal member of a party will do, and that is what I'm doing. Thank you very much.
Peter Obi remains the legend in AP in Labour Party. I mean, you saw what happened even in the last concluded election. He won it. Forget INEC and Tinubu's rigging. He won it, which is the reason all of us are pushing for electoral reform, and we are pushing for electronic transmission of votes come 2027 election. Meanwhile, INEC are even trying their ways, trying to find a way, cunning ways to ensure that this electoral reform is not implemented. They are trying to make sure that voting is not done electronically, it's not transmitted. Now we saw the issue of last election. They say Beavers failed and Beavers issue and all of that. The website has issue and all of. Okay, they spent billions of naira in building the site and in hosting the IREF, and all of that did not work out. Now Nigerians are asking a question. We all are asking a question, because this has to do with the interests of Nigerians and at large. Now we're asking a question: what are the measures put in place right now for the 2027 general election? Because already these guys already finished their work. Their 4th tenure don't finish. According to them, if you look at what is happening, APC has started campaigning all over the place. There's no longer anything. Nobody's waiting. You get? So now it is the right time for us to also begin to ask the question: are we sure that our vote is going to be safe and secured come 2027 general election? Now the INEC are dodging the question. Tinubu, who is going as far as building INEC this thing, and the matter hard though. If Tinubu goes ahead to build the new INEC office, now who do you think they are going to be working for? This is the reason why they must assure us that there's going to be accountability, there's going to be transparency. They will not use talks like they did in the last election and still pick to be won. Now, how are we sure that our vote is going to be safe and secure? That is the major question. Will the result of the election be transmitted electronically, or they will do it manually as they did and then write the result and publish like they did around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the last concluded election when people were already asleep? These are more are the questions all of us we must obedience must begin to ask themselves, because at this point, if these things are not being achieved, like Dele Farotimi said in my last video, he said he will not even approve the election. There will be no election, and it is high time all of us begin to take it serious, take it personal, because the high rate of a kidnapping, the high rate of poverty in this country is getting out of hand, and we all need to stop it with a collective voice. Let me play the next video, guys. Watch the video to the end and see the big man who is claiming that there's nothing like the supposed ADC chairman is not recognized, that he himself is the new chairman. Drama everywhere. APC is sponsoring viruses into different parties to cause disruption and make sure there's no oneness in the party. This is because they are trying to make sure that they have divided opinion that will make them scatter their vote in 2027. It is a strategy. It is a virus they are injecting into different political parties. We all know that things like this were going to happen. They were going to send their people in to do all of this, but then we didn't expect it so fast. It is too early. Watch the video, guys.
I wish to draw the attention of the entire members of our great party and Nigerians as late to the ongoing act of the political hooligans being perpetrated by some individuals who were hired to interact with the leadership of our great party, African Democratic Congress, ADC. We are all witnesses living witnesses to the show of shame and act of lawlessness being displayed in the history of democracy all over the world. No party leader or any group of leaders has the power of arbitrarily transfer elected mandate to all political leaders or political authority to a non-member of who never belong to contestant for political office. The constitution of our great party has made adequate provision as laying down in many clauses, articulations that successions, guidelines, and how event vacant position should be unconstitutional violence. In the case of circumstances, and also in the further of my constitutional mandate as a duly elected deputy national chairman of our great party, I assume my constitutional duty and responsibility as a national chairman of our great party, African Democratic Congress, ADC, today. Therefore, I am hereby calling on the esteemed Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to so urgently step in to take due recognitions of this development.
Now, let me give you the gist of what actually happened. This particular man right here, he has retired though. He even stepped down as the national assistant chairman. Then he was, he was the assistant chairman, with what the information I've gathered so far. He forgot that, he made this announcement, and now he's coming out to claim that he's the national chairman. This is what APC can do. This is their plan to cause distraction in ADC. But I strongly believe that the ADC are very serious. Of course, they will not allow this to happen. The national chairman the other day was saying that they will not tolerate any act of any acts like this. People vices coming into the party, they will inject you out immediately. That was the exact word the man used, and I believe they are going to expurgate him. Of course, the man has no right to even come out to make claims after you have resigned as assistant chairman party or assistant party chairman of the party ADC. I mean, these are things that we know that is going to happen, but to be honest, I never expected that it was going to be a vice this soon. This is still that the APC are deliberately trying to rig the 2027 general election, and if this electoral reform is not being implemented, then listen, they have already written the result for 2027 and they are waiting to announce it. Nothing anybody can do except electoral reform, which has been agitated over time. We have seen the likes of Mama P talking about it. We have seen Randy Peter talking about it. These are the things that we all need to start pushing the agenda. All of us, we must push it. There's going to be a hearing at the Senate House very soon, and it is time for us to, all of us, the obedience, to march down there, because we need to safeguard our votes. What happened in 2023 should not repeat itself. That is the message. A big congratulations right there for all the obedience family. Big congratulations to the big man Peter Obi. You know, he's the Okute as being called. Yes, the Igbos call him the Okute, because this guy is someone that he doesn't even need to speak much. His action, he takes action. That is one thing Kenneth Okonkwo did not understand about him. Now, let me give you a brief history about Peter Obi, because people tend to say that Peter Obi is one guy, is one politician who is not brave enough. He cannot face the challenges of Nigeria. Let me take you back to when he was the governor of Anambra State. Peter Obi built from scratch a hospital. They are waiting they call, and there they are one of the biggest hospital in Anambra State. He built it from scratch. Now he built a university from scratch. Go and verify, because obedience, we know wetin we dey talk before we talk am. Go and verify. He built 10-lane road, one of its kind in the east, does not exist anywhere. He built it because of the issue of flooding and the whole thing that was happening there. He introduced a security method that ensured that kidnapping was reduced to its minimal level. What is happening today in Anambra State cannot repeat itself when he was a governor. In the aspect of kidnapping, the way they are buying people today, Peter Obi ensured the security of life and property during his tenure. And what are you telling me? He stopped kidnapping. Then you will see that any house caught in the act of kidnapping is leveled down. That was a policy he brought in, and it worked perfectly. Tell me if he comes up and starts implementing it, someone that can work from one place to another, compared to Jagaban, who can barely move. We need active leader who can actually move around. That is the kind of person we need. Many of us, we need to begin to lend our voice, because you will be thinking this guy is saying one or the other. He doesn't, all of that. He's talking too much. But if you don't lend out your voice, they will not even act. That is a fact. They will think everything is okay. The way they are doing it is all right. You get? So it's high time all of us begin to make sure that we speak about the things that Peter Obi has done, because people are like, what have Peter Obi done? Because Peter Obi, for me, he did not invest much in the media. But if he did, his works would have been out there. He's been rated as #1 governor since 1999 by Grok. Grok, on X. He's been rated as #1. You understand? Followed by other governors. He has done much more than anybody can expect. The academics of Anambra State today is #1 in the whole of Nigeria. Even in Africa, as it stands now, they're the best in WAEC, best in NECO, best in JAM. Check the last person, who scored the highest in JAM is from Anambra State. This is a legacy that Peter Obi left behind that many people don't even know. So the big man Peter Obi is someone who is very intelligent. I heard him speaking, in one event yesterday. He went in Edo State. How the national honor should have been, not be given to people who are politicians, rather, but should be given to entrepreneurs who has worked and employed people, to work and earn a living. Like the people, like he was there talking about Gabriel Ibunedion, who has inspired many people, who has achieved great things as an entrepreneur, employing over 17,000 people. This is what Peter Obi calls real recognition, and not somebody renovating an office and renaming it to his name. You didn't build from scratch. You just renovated and you rename it to your name. This is what the government of the day is all about. Self-acclimatization and trying to push everything to themselves and project themselves as the best. We are still in debt. They have borrowed 21 billion naira today. They have approved it, and they are going to start borrowing from Islamic banks. How are we even safe? This is why we need Peter Obi to actually fix this nation. This is how much we can take on this for now. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and see you on my next video, guys.